Okay, I'm going to take a quick call here because Wright is joining us, and Wright lost his son-in-law, I believe, right? Is that correct? And do you believe that the mosque and the cultural center should be built, that it would be good for America?
Yes, I do think it would be good.
Why?
Because it represents one of the major religions of the world. In fact, it's the second largest religion in the world, with 1,200,000,000 people. And I believe it's very appropriate that it be there.
Do you think it sends a message across the world that America is tolerant of Muslims?
I think it's very necessary that we do that. You know, a lot of Muslim countries do not experience this kind of tolerance and don't know what it is. We've got to show them what it is.
So you don't find it insensitive to consider a construction
I'd
there?
like to take issue with one particular point that somebody made about it. This mosque casting a shadow across the site. The sun comes from the south, and therefore it's not going to cast a shadow at all. That's just a matter of geography, but that's
all right. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your perspective on this as well. As you can see, even the people who were touched most closely by September 11th have differing opinions, and we're going to take some more of yours when we come back. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by our It's Your Call political and national security analyst, Edward Trzanski, who will share his take on this debate and the far-reaching impact of the events of the last 9 years. That's coming up, and more debate between these guys as well. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Lynn Doyle. This is It's Your Call, and our topic is a mosque at Ground Zero. Of course, as you know, it's been 9 years since September 11th, and now the latest debate around Ground Zero is not just what to do with the property there, but whether or not a mosque or a cultural center should be built about 2 blocks away. Joining us now is longtime It's Your Call national security analyst Edward Trzanski, who is also a senior fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute. He's been with us every September 11th since the initial attacks. When you hear about this controversy raging about whether a mosque should be built or not, what's your initial impression?
I think it's regrettable, and I've heard the arguments from Rauf, the gentleman who is responsible for this. He says he wants to bring people together, and I think it's a rather poor way to do that.
Why? Why is it a
because
tough
there
way
are
to do
just
that?
too many people who do not accept the line of reason, have too many questions about his past statements and associations, the funding, where this is coming from. And Lynn, I have to tell you that there's been some public opinion polling in the Middle East, specifically on the Arabian Peninsula, and they found that 57% opposed the mosque because they consider this to be a fitna. Within Islam, a fitna is taking a good law and putting it to a bad purpose. In other words, you're abusing the hospitality of this country, and you're causing pain through an act that should not be.
As a result of September 11th, we've seen many, many changes in our country. Most recently, though, you seem to think that there's a cultural shift that we're experiencing. This mosque debate is an example of such a shift.
I do, and I think it's part and parcel a problem of cultural confidence. The people who were responsible for September 11th and who have conducted terror attacks around the world, and keep in mind, there have been 31 unsuccessful attempts at attacks in the United States, one that did succeed in Fort Hood, Texas, where you had an Army major who had business cards that read Soldier of Islam, and nothing was done to him in advance. Why? Because the concern was that if you called attention to his behavior, somehow you were being politically incorrect, you were discriminating based on religion.
Is there too much political correctness, if there's such a thing, or is that an oxymoron?
Well, I think what has happened is that common sense has taken a back seat to the perceptions that, well, if I say the right thing, someone might be offended, and this hypersensitive, you offend me kind of thing, that is very, very obvious in the grievances of those who continue to attack us, has gotten into the American discourse, and it's not a healthy thing.
Has September 11th obviously radically changed the way that we view ourselves and our nation, but has it done long-term damage to the United States between the involvement in Iraq, the weapons of mass destruction that proved not to be, the continuing war in Afghanistan. Have the terrorists actually done more in the last 9 years than they actually did on September 11th?
Well, Lynn, September 11th was one snapshot in time. A lot of things have happened since then, and we've taken different directions. But consider this, just that one day, 2,977 dead from more than 90 countries, most of them Americans, $100 billion in direct damage to the New York economy, $500 billion damage to the U.S. economy, and consider the way we have to do that very awkward undress every time we get on and off a plane, because this problem continues to come after us in various iterations.
Okay, we have virtually no time left, but do you think the mosque will eventually be built and accepted?
Sadly, built, yes, accepted, no.
And Tyreek?
Well, I don't think it's going to be accepted, but I hope that people will come out of their ignorance and allow some information about true Islam to come to them.
Is this a teachable moment? We've heard that expression in the last couple of years.
Yeah, the problem with teachable moments is the ones who ought to learn don't. In this particular case, the mosque
all of us would learn, but not the
mosque will not be built.
No, it will not.
Will not.
All right. On that note, I thank you all for being with us and sharing your opinions and perspectives. If you'd like to tell me what you think about this controversial issue, you can email me at lynn@lynndoyle.net. Until the next time, thanks for watching.